Assalamualaikum viewers, welcome to Academia Coaches. The topic of my today discussion is post transcriptional modifications. The post transcriptional modification is a set of biological process by which RNA, primary transcript or pre-messenger RNA, it is converted into functional RNA, which is also known as mature messenger RNA. This mature messenger RNA then leaves the nucleus and perform variety of different cell function. There are three types of post-transcriptional modification in eukaryotes, that is 5' capping, 3' poly A tail, and splicing. Okay, first I will discuss about 5' capping. The pre-messenger RNA is being synthesized. While the pre-messenger RNA is being synthesized, the 7-methylguanosine. I am drawing the structure of 7-methylguanosine. 7-methylguanosine is added to the 5' end of growing transcript. This is the 5' end of growing transcript, and this is the 5' end of 7-methylguanosine. The 7-methylguanosine is added to the 5' end of growing transcript by 5' to 5' triphosphate linkage. This is 5' to 5' triphosphate linkage. And this is the structure of 7-methylguanosine. And this is messenger RNA transcript. This messenger RNA growing transcript. Okay, now I am going to repeat the process of 5' capping. While the messenger RNA is being synthesized, the 7-methylguanosine cap is added to the 5' end of growing transcript by 5' to 5' triphosphate linkage. What are the functions of 5' capping and why it is important in the post-transcriptional modification? First function of 5' cap is that it protects the messenger RNA from degradation. And second function of 5' cap is that it is recognized by eukaryotic initiation factors, which are involved in protein synthesis. The eukaryotic initiation factors recognize the cap and help to initiate the translation by ribosomes. The second type of post-transcriptional modification is 3' poly A tail formation. 3' poly A tail at 3' end of pre-messenger RNA. This is pre-messenger RNA. This 5' end of pre-messenger RNA and 3' end of pre-messenger RNA. At the 3' end of pre-messenger RNA, 100 to 200 adenine nucleotide are added. Adenine nucleotides are added. And therefore, the 3' tail is known as poly A tail because the varying number of adenine is added at the 3' end. Okay, now how the adenine is added at the 3' end of pre-messenger RNA? In case of eukaryotic messenger RNA, there is present conserved region, and this conserved region is known as AAUAAA region. This region is known as conserved region for the synthesis of poly A tail. RNA polymerase II continue its synthesis onward this sequence, and this sequence is recognized by the enzyme polyadenylate polymerase. This is enzyme which is responsible for the addition of adenine nucleotide at the 3' end. And polyadenylate polymerase recognize the conserved region, and the second enzyme that is involved in the synthesis of poly-A tail is the endonuclease. Endonuclease cleave the messenger RNA at AAU conserved region point. It's cleave. Endonuclease cleave the messenger RNA. After the cleavage, RNA polymerase to detach, and the adenylate polymerase starts synthesizing adenine nucleotide at the 3' end. After the cleavage of pre-messenger RNA, the RNA polymerase to detach from the messenger RNA, and polyadenylate polymerase starts synthesizing the adenine nucleotide. And this is the process by which the poly-A tail formation takes place in eukaryotes. Now, what are the function of poly-A tail? First of all, that it stabilizes the RNA transcript. Second is, by the process of poly-A tail and by poly-A tail formation, the messenger RNA exported from nucleus to cytoplasm for synthesis of protein by process of translation. The poly-A tail also involved in binding protein that initiate process of translation. The third type of post-transcriptional modification is known as splicing. The eukaryotic genes are composed of exons and the introns. Introns and exons. Exon 1 and exon 2. The exons corresponds to the protein coding sequence. Exons are protein coding sequence, while the introns are non-coding sequence. Introns, non-coding sequences, while the exons are coding sequences. The introns are removed from the pre-messenger RNA. Introns are removed from pre-messenger RNA, and exons are spliced together. These splice together. Process of removing introns and rejoining exons is known as splicing. The process of splicing is carried out by complex of protein and RNA molecule, which are known as spliceosomes. Proteins plus RNA. Each spliceosome consists of 5 subunits, which are called, the spliceosome consists 5 subunits, which are known as snRNP, small nuclear ribonucleoprotein. Small nuclear ribonucleoprotein. And each small nuclear ribonucleoprotein is a complex of protein plus a special type of RNA, which is known as snRNA, or small nuclear RNA. And these spliceosome always recognized the 5' end of intron, because intron always start with G. And spliceosome also recognize the 3' end of intron, because it always start with A. Now I am going to repeat that spliceosome recognized the 5' end of intron because it always start with G, guanine. And spliceosome also recognized the 3' end of intron because it always start with A. Nucleosome cleave the pre-messenger RNA sugar phosphate backbone at G. and covalently attached guanine to adenine nucleotide with an intron. Then attach 3' end of first axon to 5' end of second axon. The nucleosome cleave or remove the introns and axons are rejoined. Axon 1 and axon 2 is rejoined. And rejoining of axons is known as splicing. Thank you so much viewers and Allah Hafiz. Do not forget to subscribe my channel for latest and more relevant videos. Thank you.